much success through the 20th century, Sears wanted to come out with their own vehicle and did so only for a short time. Sears and Roebuck's first attempt at automobiles happened in the early 1900s when they teamed up with the Lincoln Motor Car Works to create the Sears Motor Buggy. These powered wagons were built and sold between the years 1908 and 1912. Sears would not enter the automobile market again until 1952. Henry John Kaiser, a pioneer in the construction industry during the 20th century, had created an automobile known as the Henry J, which first came out in 1950. His cars were not selling as hoped, so he thought outside the box, and knowing Sears' customer market success, he wanted to work with Sears to not only sell the car, but market it as one of Sears' own. The Kaiser Fraser Corporation teamed up with Sears Roebuck & Company, the nation's largest retailer that had a successful catalog that sold nearly everything, including prefabricated homes. The Sears Allstate came out and was very similar to the Henry J. Some changes of the vehicle included the Allstate logo throughout the car and a more improved looking interior. There were also other features such as wheel covers, blue engine color, sun visors, custom armrests, opening trunk lids, and a few minor changes to gear towards Sears customers. To make the front of the car different, Alex Tremulous designed a 2-bar grille with a jet plane hood ornament for the Allstate. The Allstate also featured many mechanical differences such as Allstate branded batteries, tires, tubes, and other parts that all came with the popular Sears warranties. The name for their automobile likely came from Sears' insurance company known as Allstate, which started in 1931. On November 20th, 1951, the Allstate production was announced by Theodore Hauser, the Sears merchandising vice president, along with Eugene Trefethen, the administrative vice president of Kaiser Fraser. Hauser was not only the vice president of Sears, but also a member of the Kaiser Fraser board of directors. Once the Allstate vehicle was announced by Kaiser and Sears, there was a lot of tension from dealerships that sold Kaiser's vehicles due to them fearing the Sears market and selling ability. Also, the Allstate was selling slightly cheaper than the Henry J. Coming out just over a year after the debut of the Henry J, the Allstate featured numerous different models throughout the 2 years, which had either a 4-cylinder base, a standard, the deluxe model, as well as the 6-cylinder standard and deluxe. The base price for the Allstate was $1,395. The price made Kaiser Fraser car dealers upset since this new car, only sold by Sears, would make it harder for them to sell their own Henry J cars. Select Sears stores had a prototype inside the stores to let customers see, but the majority were sold through the Sears catalog. Sears marketed the car as the lowest priced full-size sedan on the U.S. market. In 1952, the best seller for the Allstate was the entry-level Series 4 model 111. The following year, not much had changed for the new models, except the base models were discontinued, whereas only producing higher-end models, the prices increased. The most popular Allstate in 1953 was the Series 6 Deluxe Model 215, which cost a few $100s more than the previous year's bestseller. The problem was, sales had dropped drastically. In 1952, the Allstate was built in Willow Run, Michigan by Kaiser Fraser. In 1953, the Allstate was built in Toledo, Ohio by Kaiser Willys. In total, in 1953, Henry J shipped out 17,000 automobiles, while only 797 Allstates were built. In 1952, there were 1,566 sold, to make a grand total of 2,363 Allstates sold during the 2 years of production. The Henry J themselves were also soon discontinued. Selling minimally compared to their counterpart, the Henry J, Sears pulled the plug on the program. Unsure of why the car couldn't grasp better popularity, but more than likely customers did not want to purchase a vehicle from a catalog, but also likely not from a department store. It was also said Sears did not offer a trade-in program either. Another reason was their teaming with unsuccessful automobile maker Kaiser, who used his low-selling Henry J model for the Allstate. The Henry J itself lacked frills that other similar vehicles had at the time. Years later, even though Sears had success in selling scooters and motorcycles, they never attempted to sell automobiles ever again.